Hi everyone, it's Angel One on One Mima. I'm sorry, my voice is not so clear today. I have kind of a sore throat, and because I'm merging my excess energy with mine for protection. He was a target for assassination, and it's not even him. The plan was to take somebody else out. And then we have our famous magicians out here. They do merge people's energy in form of protecting themselves because they know they have done something bad. They will always hurt people who are innocent. And they believe, I don't know, like we have X Factor, oh, we're gonna hurt him and do this. They're supposed to hurt the Nur group or the Taha team or whoever. I don't know, because I don't consider myself, I'm just riding my own wave. And they started to merge first Kate's energy with mine, which is a big blunder. I'm gonna be honest. Scorpio, you fucked up. And whoever this do is, Nura, don't expect any contract. And if you're given it, refuse it. You'll thank me. Do you see that? You'll be talking to an air sign person, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. This person is a liar. And this can also be you. Posing as an air sign, you are a liar. Do not take this contract here. There can be a Leo involved. There is no new beginning. Don't fall for it. You will thank me. You're heading to the Martrix. I sent a 1-hour audio. Somebody used it today and lied. I spoke about what was unveiled today. There's so many things spiritually. I understand why even my throat chakra is really like suppressed. People don't want me to talk too. I had to speak about my life today. I went through a very heavy transit. My father passed away, and I'm addressing you as Mima Mohammedidi. Don't mind the color, because suddenly I'm seeing Miriam Turkish has red, because she's trying to be me. I have a Scorpio with that John and fiction figure. Anyway, a mother of 2 boys and 1 girl. Typical K. William. You didn't have to match my energy. And whatever they have done to you, your answer is here. I told you, they didn't have to merge your energy with mine. You're fucked up. Something was eclipsed in you. Right now, you're seeing you're recovering, but the person who intended to harm you, you are shackled already. And the person who intended to harm you, they're also shackled. There can't be a Scorpio involved here. This is a big loss. Capricorn, Scorpio. Something happened here. I would like more like a binding spell. Someone has entered the matrix. I told you, you shouldn't have merged your energy. I warned you, do not play in my energy. I pulled my family and our timeline shifted. These people sold themselves. I paid for my freeway out of that train station the day I went there. And Bilal got his haircut. I paid my way out. Someone thought they will just come and merge their energy next to me and they will get protection. They ended up selling themselves. These are all people here. Remember the person who took 254 euro from my bank and transferred it to the other person? This is what happened. This person is bounded and it's a Capricorn. Definitely it's a Capricorn involved. The truth is coming out. And there is a Sagittarius. That's why I'm testing this Lily Koilani shit. What do you want here, you little imbecile? Sagittarius energy. But we have a Leo Aries. Definitely Leo. This person has been playing this game for long. You're losing control. Just know that there is no new beginning for you. Even if you attach your energy next to mine. I'm Mima. I'm air. You are fire. We're not the same. Pisces, you are involved too. Or you're going to get an epiphany. Someone is not who they claim to be. And there's a Cancer who is involved, very low vibrational. They did this because I spoke about the history. I spoke about giving back. Fuck Kimambi. Get the hell out of here, these bloody Tanzanians. Who is this Mange Kimambi? Yazia malaya tu hapa. This card came in reverse. This card came in reverse. Someone did a magic so that they could bind their energy. If it is you, Catherine, you're going to look forward to have baby number 4 and you thought you're going to merge my energy with yours. This is not happening. This is also the Capricorn who had my identity posing as Mima. The Mima Hamza shit. And then she had Mima and Georgie and Muhammad. No, that doesn't work here. This thing backfired and someone now is chained. Your next child is gonna be a disaster in the making. Yeah, it's Queen of Pentacles. You are not supposed to do this. There can be an Aquarius here. Yeah, you might be healing, but you're healing. There will be complications. It's short-lived. You're healing, there will be complications. They celebrated too soon. You escaped death. You escaped death, but there's a fire sign. There is no new beginning here. You escaped death, but there's no new beginning because there's a Capricorn, there's a Virgo, there's a lot of money which wants to have a new beginning with you. And you're going to get the news. Unfortunately, there will be no new beginning. This person and you are going to bankruptcy because you broke the law and unfortunately, the wheel is in reverse. Your wheel is in reverse. I will also tell you, I'm also saying this is deeper now. Meghan Harry, when you try to create dramas on one side, just know they have a funny way of coming back to you too. There's no new beginning for you. That's what I was told. Meghan Harry, no new beginning. You see, I did tell people, do not engage in anything, especially when it was new moon. Do not engage in anything. You're going to regret it because a lot is happening behind the scene. And let destiny be at play, especially Leos. Leo, I know you have that tendency because you get paid for that, or you want to always prove a point. I can heal. We are going to merge these people with Mima, or we are going to distribute this person and disease and this and this and that, because you have a point to prove. Unfortunately, now you have fucked your entire chance. You were supposed to get a lucrative contract, and I warned you during the new moon, stay the way you are, destiny is at play. Gemini can be significant or your lover. This is going to ruin. You're getting nothing because those spirit guides who are helping you, they walked away. They walked away. Can be someone very significant, an earth child, or someone who's a childish energy. You should have left everything the way they are. I was moving to calmer waters. You're coming with your bullshit again. You were supposed to move to calmer waters, but this wheel was upright. You found, what did you do? You started your bullshit. Now, the trip to calmer waters is not going because even your ability as a high priestess is pulled away. Can be water sign significant because you called the wrong judgment. You always call the wrong judgment. That's why I'm telling people, if you're airing my work, assholes, listen. You have 2 ears and only 1 mouth. Listen 2 times, 3 times my messages. Someone made a wrong judgment. You went to pick the wrong person, and that has closed your entire kashik. This is now the beginning of your curse. I told you the stories today. Before I was 9, my father was like molding me because I'm the only child who was very close to my dad. And I could see so much. I was doing very well. I even posted in the morning my science certificate when we were competing. And I was third in the Coast Province. And we were given certificate by the Mombasa Association because we were from Mombasa Island. And I explained the whole story of mine, what happened to my life. All in all, I hope you had it, even though I know someone will try to twist and lie about everything, especially Mariam. I was studying at Star of the Sea High School. And I did my IT in Kenya. I know there's a Mariam doing IT here, and this is the person lying to the T. Unfortunately, she sold her soul. Mariam did sell her soul. She can tell me whatever she wants to say. And that's not even her real name, but she did sell her soul. And I did give you a warning. Today, whatever was activated is the beginning of people are entering the Matrix. And just a moment, let me check where is... Actually, it's already there. I don't even need to check. Pluto is already at 0 degrees in Aqua. Supposed to move yesterday or today. Latest. 0 degrees. That is more like a standstill. It's like a plane, you know, when the plane moves on the runway and then it just comes to a standstill. And then the engine starts now to, gather its energy and momentum before the fast pace takes place in the runway, and then it takes off. So it's like it's already there. The taxi then is seen, it's already positioned on the runway. It's just like warming up the engines now to give the full blast and take off. So it has already arrived. It's there on its runway. When such things happen, what does it mean? The passengers are already on board. How will the plane take off if the passengers are not on board? So they have checked in, they have boarded. Nobody forced them. They did it themselves. They've checked in, they've boarded, and now the plane has even left the gate, is on its taxi runway there, and it's ready to take off. Which means you have also had take your safety belt, lock yourself, and that's why we saw the card of the devil. People have put shackles, and people have blindly gone like, we are ready to enter the Matrix. When we are now, after all the suffering, exiting. I suffered at a young age until now. And hopefully this year I'll be exiting out. Alone. As Mima, Mohammed Idi. Not Do, not Dodo, not Dudu, not Dede. No. Alone. Why am I telling you this? Because everyone has their own soul mission. So I was telling my story before my father passed away. I was 9 when he passed. He told me, I had a dream I explained to you 1,000 times. The story of how Nabi Yusuf, and don't bring me that Yusuf again here. Don't bring me that shit. I had a dream about it. And it's not my child or the moderator. It's me, Mima Mohammedini, who had it. And I explained it to my father. And he told me, don't speak about it until when you're 40. But I fear for your life. And you're going to go through a lot of tests. I hope you will make it through. If you cross, but the time you reach 40, if you will reach 40 years, then it will start to ease. And after that, you're going to get better. Slowly, you'll find your life getting better. But in the beginning, right in the middle, from now until you're 40, you're going to test many things in life. You have to be strong. And I remember my father always told me, regardless what happens, always remember, never, ever leave your shahada as Muslim. I always told you also, my father used to watch the 700 Club. I came to know it from him. The 700 Club is a Christian program, but he will sit and listen. I used to sit with him and watch the TV together. He told me, we all believe in one God. I was young, but he was always talking to me like I was an adult. It's like he was preparing me. He knew he was not going to last with the nature of work he was doing and the betrayal. So he said, I'm always going to tell you this. Never leave your shahada. Always pray. Even when things get tough, don't rely much on people. Strive to be strong on your own. And do not judge people because of religion. You'll come to find out. You will learn something from them. And he is the one who always told me, in the Christian world, because where I was going, my school was Catholic, Sacred Heart. And I used to tell my father, we know these prayers, like our Father who is in heaven. And we used to sing the hymns and everything. And I would sometimes sit, when we used to sit at home, my mom could not speak English. And I will just tell my father, when we have bread, I will always tell Dad, when we are in school, they always say that we make a prayer and we always say like that, give us our daily bread and forgive us our trespasses and this and that. It's a prayer, it's a Catholic prayer, Christian prayer. And my mother was always like, Bismillah, Allah, Bismillah. So in the car, my father will always make me understand. What you are learning in school, the prayer is for Christians, but it's in English. You understand. God can hear all language. You should not worry. But you just need to know. You have to know your boundaries, where you belong. There was an old lady, I said, he used to take me once in a while. This woman was a Jew, and she had cuts and flowers. She was alone. And that is the first time I had an encounter in my life about Judaism. It was through this old woman. I don't know her. Like my father was the one who was very connected to her. We just used to call her Nani, like a grandma, Nani. And I will go, for example, my father has work after school. He will just drop me there. I will sit with her a little bit and then my dad will come pick me later. And from her, that's the first encounter in my life I learned Judaism. And I don't know until today who was that woman in my life. So he used to tell me always, learn all this religion. That's why we were even allowed to go to the temples. We had Kanti, as I told you, my father's very close friend. Every time there was occasion, he will allow his family, when they invite us, and my father will go and he will allow us to go with the children. We used to play this dandiya, the sticks in their temple and all that. And I learned so much about many religions. But at my age, before my father died when he was 9, and especially the time now after that poisoning, my dad I knew that he was poisoned. But he was trying, because I was young, he was trying to make me not see beyond the veil. But I knew I could sense everything because I threw my egg away. I didn't eat it. He ate it and it was too late. So he used to tell me, You need to be strong. I am here today and I know you're so connected to me. But in case anything happens, I want you to know you have to be strong. The 40 years of your life, like from now until the next 30, I was back then, 9. From now until 30, 31 plus, make it until 32, 33, your life will not be the same. And most probably, when you reach 40, that's when you'll start to see relief. Otherwise, not. So what happened? The thing is, every decade of my life, there was something which is happening. I explained to you. I was thrown, my father passed away. I was thrown in the Matrix. First of all, you need to understand the Matrix is not just the Matrix what we see here on the TV. Sole purpose. What brought me into this world? This is my last incarnation. People who believe in this thing, they'll understand. But if you give me a dunderhead who sits and chew gut there, they will not understand what I'm talking about. And that's why I say it takes an open mind to understand these things, or a keen person who understands the history and philosophy of so many mysticism. Then they will know what I'm talking about. This is my last reincarnation, and my father knew about it. And he told me, you're going to have a very turbulent life. You'll have a comfortable life first, and then things will change. But your test is one thing, your faith. If you have faith, you'll have patience. If you have patience, you'll be wise. And once you're wise, you'll make the right decisions, even when you feel you're alone. I was like, okay. Back then, I was just, I didn't understand. My father died. I felt my whole world fell apart. And that's when the Matrix began. That's when the Matrix began. The first 15 years, I was shaken. I went through school and did this and then that. But I was very active because, trust me, my father died at 9. 16, I was already self-employed, and I'm still a full-time school student. I had my video camera. I was making money. I was fishing contracts here and there. I was working. And I was doing small tuition for small children, for small children at a small fee within my family. All this, my cousins' children, that is the ones you see, the Shafiga and Warali, our children, I was schooling them, tuition. All this, I was just making money here and there. I was never broke. I was so good. And my mom was the one keeping everything for me. Whatever I was doing, I was just giving it to my mother. So life, alhamdulillah, was okay until I got married. My biggest test now came. First of all, before even I got married, I had suitors. Some came, okay, I liked them. The other ones I didn't. And there was a time I was engaged. And during this time, my first test came. I didn't like that person so much, but the pressure from the family. Yeah, the guy is good and this and that. The pressure from the family just made me like say yes because I didn't want to hurt my mother. But deep down, I was not. So in my dreams, my father appeared. That's the good thing. I used to have very close contact with my father, even the spiritual realm. My father appeared. He told me, you don't have to. You don't have to choose him. Let him go. I have your back. So I didn't tell my mom. And the reason why this happened, because I was being attacked spiritually. I was attacked back to back with the family of this guy because they didn't want him to be with me. They think, oh, because I was more educated than the guy, and that's one of the reasons I didn't choose him. Astaghfirullah. But And I didn't like him also. I didn't like the family. And my mom was forcing me. And that family started attacking me for no reason. So sometimes I feel like, that's what I'm telling you, it's a matrix. God created a problem, an issue through them. They came and we had to call off the engagement. Because of their own attack, the guy came and told my mother, these people are attacking me, ma. It's because they don't want me to marry her. And I said to my mom, I don't want this guy. So at least for now, I had morale to say. I said, okay, I don't want him because I don't want to get hurt. And my mom was furious and said, why are they attacking my daughter? Okay, then we can call it off. And peacefully, it was called off. And I was like, thank you, Dad. Wherever you are, you helped me. That was the first test. Then the one I chose now, my mom refused. She was not happy with him. And that's where I went and got poisoned, lost a child, and the drama was never ending. You all know my story of my first marriage. It was hell on earth. The last time I was really like literally smiling in peace is on the wedding days. Even the honeymoon phase was shit. Even the honeymoon phase was shit for me. And problems. So I suffered a lot, and it didn't even last 3 years, 2 years plus. And I was out of that place. Once I went back home, money started flowing in like crazy. When I was married to that guy, it's like my door was shut. We were not compatible. And he was a person who controlled me to an extent. When I was working, he was taking my money. And he has a twin brother. So he opened an account with his twin brother and he was putting money with his twin brother. I had no access at all. So I left, went back home, started from scratch, and I was thriving like crazy. Made money like crazy, alhamdulillah. That's when I helped my family. We built our houses and everything, and we moved on very well, swiftly. When I was 16, I was also chipping in. We bought our first house. It was small. We were renting, and then our landlord was crazy. 1 minute is this and this. It was a badala. He was just giving us a hard time. I had already started to work and make money a little bit, so I started, whatever my mom had, I had. My brothers, we like all contributed, and we got one cheap offer from an imam, a mosque. He had the house, and he was desperate. He wanted to sell it, so my mom went to pray. It was just blessing. My mom went for prayers, and she knows the wife of this imam. And she asked my mother, we are selling a house. Do you know anybody who can quickly buy it, because we can give you a commission? My mom said, you don't need to, I want it. So we bought it. It was a Swahili house. We just renovated it. The same place where we are in Makadara, the first house. We all chipped in. So the savings, we bought our first house. And that's how I always tell people, when you're united, the family makes a lot. Look at the people who came in between and tore my family apart because of artificial intelligence and all the bullshit. Thanks to the asshole fake Scorpio who tries to be me because of her occult of breaking people. And you see how we lost. But when I was working with my family, even those people who are closer to me, they benefited. So fast forward. Life was good. The moment now, the first Pluto hit on me. It hit me. And 15 years after my father's death, I could see the changes. The second 15 years after my father's death, then I saw the changes. So all in all, I will break it in my decades. The first 10 years, the first decade of my life, the 10 years, I lost my dad when I was 9. When I reached 20, so we are entering the second decade, that's when I got married. I got married very young, around 21. It didn't last. We had to part ways. When I finished the first transit of 15 years, I got married again. Started a new chapter. That is when now Pluto came on board. As the energies were chipping in now, I was approaching to finish. Because I told you, the 15 years, Pluto can hit you. But when you enter the matrix, it takes long. For others, 20 years, you have the exit. if you still have a long calling, you go longer than that. And this is what my dad told me. You're going to be having turbulent until you reach 40. After 40, you're going to see things now changing. But that's when you'll start to get your freedom after 40 and going forward. Probably he told me you give it Saturn transit 3 years, which is going to be 43. That's when you'll have a freedom officially. 40, yep, I felt better. But now I'm 42. This year I'll be turning 43. And that's why you see I'm trying to get this freedom of being self-sufficient in Germany and start my key. Who are these people playing all this? Trust me. First of all, I have my soul contract. Secondly, I told you I was thrown in a matrix. This matrix, you don't see the people. First of all, it's like my dad knew what I was going to do because of my life purpose. I was tapping into so much invisible world, and my dad was walk like crazy. He knew all these things. He was very much advanced spiritually, and that's why he was one of the best undercover agent. He could smell and sense things like miles away. I inherited so much from him, but he knew I was going to go through this, so he prepared me. You're going to enter a matrix. The matrix is a spiritual realm matrix. Even though there will be people watching your back, but you're going to be into that matrix. You have to know, people kill themselves there. The tests are big. You have a choice. You want to go to the dark or you want to go to the light and all that. He was like talking to me. I was like, But then the real reality came to me. I was approached in my spiritual realm, in my dream state. And that's when my options came in. You want to keep your shahada. Your tests are going to be longer. You'll stay longer. And you're not going to escape this. And we are not demons here. We are not the Masons. We are not Illuminati. We are not anything. We are angels of God here. You have a life purpose for this last reincarnation. You have a big mission for the whole world. It's leadership and balancing. And this comes because an archangel has supposed that purpose is love. Love is not only love. It's about empathy, sympathy, balance, justice, harmony. You have to bring this balance into the world. And that is how now you're going to be moving to be. I'm telling you, but you will not believe me. I will show you even with the Quran. So I was told. You will be put in a position where you're going to be among the new world order community. But before you reach there, if you're strong enough, that's when you will cross and sit there in that chair. If you will not, you will kill yourself. The pressure is too much. There is a shortcut. You will have everything you want and you will be a very powerful person. But you have to lose your shahada. You will have to go to the dark. You will be a very powerful sorcerer. Extremely powerful because you have the gifts. But you can use them to manipulate and do anything you want. The same gifts you have, you can do them in the dark. Are you ready for that, Mima? That's what they asked me. I said I want to keep my shahada. And I remembered my words. My dad's words, the way he told me. He said, remember, whatever will happen in your life, and I'm not there, never ever sell your shahada. My father told me, your life will be difficult, you will go through a lot, but never ever sell your shahada. I gave him a promise I'll never do that. So when the option came and I was told, if you want, you can have the dark, you can manipulate anything, you will have everything, you'll have all the power, you'll have imminent wealth, name it, you'll get it, because you'll be the empress of the dark. But you will have to leave everything behind. No religion, nothing. You can use it to manipulate, but not to guide. But you will have it all. And we will pull away. We will not work with the angels or the light beings. You will be working with the dark world, which is Iblis. Do you want that? But it's short-lived. Or you want to have a normal life, the way you're living, you have your money, alhamdulillah, everything. But there is nothing that will happen in your life. It's just going to be short-lived as well, because you refuse to take the call of your life purpose. When this happened, 1 week, I could not get out of the bed. I was sick, literally sick. I could not go to school, even to go and take a shower. My mother and my sister, elder sister Mariam, and my mother Aisha Mahfoud, had to hold me, put me in a chair, and they had to shower me. I was sick. I thought, this is it. I'm dying. All what my father said to me, it's coming. I was scared. I was young. And I was not supposed to say anything. Who should I turn to? I have my family next to me, but they will never understand. And my father told me, don't say a word to anyone. If you are stuck, I will appear. I will always be there for you. That was it. He knew he was dying. And he was telling me this because he was poisoned when he was about to expose the big players behind the drugs and the elephant tusks, which were caught during the Moi era in Kenya. So they had to get rid of him. Naomi was the mastermind. I was taken to the doctor. I was checked everything. Nothing serious, just temperatures, yeah, normal. People know it's fever, it's fever. I could not go to school, nothing. Even my teacher came home because it's so unusual. I'm a very punctual student. My teacher and my friends from school gathered some fruits and they came to visit me. And my mother said, yeah, she's sick. We took her to the doctor. The secret was burning me and I could not reveal it to anyone. Not even the woman who gave birth to me, my own mother. Why am I saying all this today? The time has come. And I will show you everything. The time has come. So I had to live with this. I was in fear, but I always had protection. Alhamdulillah. I always had protection with me. And I will always get informed before something happens. Even the route I normally take from school, if there was danger on that day, I was told use another route. And later I'll come and find out there was an accident which happened there and someone got hurt. So I was always having that protection. I prayed and said, I will choose to work with the light being. I don't want to go to the dark. Because I said, since I was a kid, I used to play with the dark or like ghosts. My father knew that, and my auntie was passed away. The rest, they didn't. Nobody understood it. So when I said I wanted to choose the light, it was now a relief for me. Things started opening up. I was helping my brothers. They were older than me. But every time we sit home, they were discussing something with my mom. I will be the one coming with the best idea. I will always, and it always worked. And that is the reason until today, with my real family, especially my eldest brother, who I will always see as my father, anytime he wants to do something, he will always tell me, can you check this for me? Or how about this? I want to do this and this and this. Can we discuss about this? And if I see something, or I give him a, like, oh, I think we have to do this way, not this way, he will listen, and he always succeeded. Alhamdulillah, I've always worked that way. I always had that relation with them. So it really helped. I was working so hard in school, and there were people coming to school, and I didn't know. They were talking to the headmistress. Suddenly I'll be called into the headmistress office, and she will just ask me about my progress, and then I will ask other people in the class, or my friends, were you called in the classroom, in the headmistress office? I say no. I was like, why would she always pick on me? Suddenly I was getting extra help, like preps from class teacher and other subject teachers. And we will be pulled like 2-3 kids and go to the lab, even in secondary. And if there is a demonstration, that there's a teacher who will want to show us a demonstration, I was always, like random things were happening in my life. All this was now those adults who knew what my father talked about. So it's like my father knew there will be people watching my back, because our data was already by the agents from a long time. But with me, I didn't understand back then. I went to school, I studied. It was now time. I was choosing careers. When we were choosing even subjects in Form 3, I chose accounts. I was pulled out of the class. I was thrown to an economic class, and we were just 10. I didn't like it there, but I was forced to. And sometimes I will be very rebellious in class, and my teacher will put me right in front of the classroom, and I'm supposed to stretch my legs and sit on the floor during the class session, because I was rebellious at first. I didn't want to do economics. And then I came to like it. I really liked it. And we were doing well. And as time goes by, I made my decision, okay, if I'm not going to be a doctor, I want to be a lawyer. My mother cried her heart out the day I told her I want to be a lawyer who will always be working in the criminal, like uptime, the criminal scene, a side of it, like criminal lawyer, crime lawyer. She cried her heart out, and she said, I am not ready to see you go. I lost my husband. I'm not ready to lose you now. Because my plan, I wanted revenge. I wanted to get my father's justice. But I said, until I'm in the field, then I will do it. So that my biggest, my biggest target was to get these mafias, like make sure they go behind bars and get the right punishment. Because I know Naomi was working with the mafias who were as far as the Ndrangheta and the gangs from the other ones from New York and all that, because they were all connected. It's a deeper story about my dad. All in all, my mom refused. My heart got broken, but I said it's okay. I wanted to do medicine, and as I said, just before our exams, our teachers strike. There was a whole strike in Kenya for teachers. We lost so much track when we needed the teachers, but we were having small tuitions on the side, and we got the help we needed. But when the results came, I was betrayed. And a member of parliament's child, a boy, in a boys' school, managed to get one invigilator from my school and their school, and they swapped the papers. He got my results and I got his. They changed the name, of course, but everything that I did went to him, and his shit came to me. And I was extremely heartbroken. But when that came out, that guy even went for an entry for university. He failed, and he didn't do even a single course. He ended up being a driver for his dad. And he doesn't have anything until today. It's just because they have wealth, that's it. On my side, I had options. Port was booming. So I said, okay, maybe I'll go here, because my father was also working with the port. So I said, maybe since I couldn't do what I wanted to do, maybe I can go to my father's side, the other, like camouflage job that he was doing in the port. So I went there. I went to the port and we had an exam, because they also check you before you enter their Bandari college. It's more like a university for maritime. I did there and I came up with very good results. I had a B+. And the administrator and even the one who was in charge, they really liked me, because I was the only light-skinned girl, first of all, more like Arab girl, and the youngest, because most of them, they came somewhere already, even 35. I had people who were sitting with the exam. I was the youngest because I was fresh from school. And there was my neighbor who was there already. He's also older than me. And I passed very well. And they really told me, like, look, you can get a good job here in the port, and it's government, you can this and that. But God knows what happened. Here comes these invisible people. And pop, I know my dad was also working with MI6, but the British Council, suddenly something happened and I got the message. And then there was an older man who came to me also and gave me the message. Look, there are scholarships for tuition, for studying fine university with the British Council and this and that. All this was orchestrated. They didn't want me to do the port thing. They wanted to push me into the IT world. So I had to go. I got calls and calls, but back then we only had, we had only one SIM card. We had, we had Safaricom. I had Safaricom, and you could only buy scratch card for 500. If you don't have, it's like if you have a mobile, you're rich. I was not that rich, but because I was earning good and I needed communication also with the people I was working with. And because of that, so I had mobile. The guy was calling me from the port, the administration unit calling me, come, we will get you a good job, you have a chance, and this and that. And so much was happening, and I couldn't. I was already pushed to the British Council. We used to go in Jubilee Building, Ganjoni there. The office was there. There was a lady who was assigned to me. I used to go there and she would sit and ask me questions. There was a test she gave me. I asked, even because I was close to Safa, my brother's wife, and I asked, did you go there? She said no. But once in a while they will call me there to just like a small interview. But I still don't get it, that this is all part of it. I'm being molded to something. Anyway, fast forward, I passed my exams, got a job, my first job. Before even my results came, Hemani took me on board. Hemani took me like his own daughter. Honestly, he was not a boss. He took me like his own child, and he trained me very well. We had like a one-on-one training, and this is someone who was working with the groups of, Sajad Hemani, his brother, and the gang. Their circle was people inside the government, like the powerful Biwot. He's already dead, a powerful politician in Kenya. Those are the circles of Himani. So you can imagine that he was called Total Man in Kenya. And he had it all. So I don't need to say much, but Himani took me. My first boss was taking me like his own child. And he treated me well until I left. Then I went to the Buddha. That's when now I learned the gold world and more. It's so much. My journey throughout now, the moment I left Kenya, that's now another 15 years. How I was making money because I had a lot of side hustles, selling my programs and this and that. Those doors were shut. That was now the Matrix, another one. My transit now, the Pluto, 15 years. When that 2008 bubble burst came, I was already here. 2007, yeah, I took off. That's exactly when the kicking in of Pluto. 2008, the bubble burst came, global financial crisis. I was already in Germany. When I left, before I left, I was already prepared. First, when I was leaving my first marriage, my dad also came to my dream. He told me, every time I want to leave, he will say me, wait. I was talking to my elder brother. He would say, no, think we can talk about it. Maybe we can this. But things were getting worse for me. The day my father told me, tomorrow, after work, you're not going back to that house. You're going to your mother. I woke up, I cooked, we had lunch together with my ex. After that, I left. I said to him very nicely, like, I think this is our last meal and goodbye, I'm not coming back. He thought it was a joke. And it happened. I left and I never went back. We fought and fought until the divorce came in. Through the court, I had to fight for justice. I went alone. Nobody accompanied me. And after that, I left to come here. Now I was told, this is it. You are going now to the big test. It's a do or die. You survived this poison that you had from your in-laws. Where you're going is a big test now. I came here, became pregnant, but I lost everything. Pluto. Part of you will be dead, then something will be born. The relocation also, that's Pluto. And that's what I'm saying. I don't know what God has in store for me. I know now this is the time, this transit, I'm getting my keys out of the matrix. And it's a confirmation. I was told, you're free now. You're going to be compensated for all the pain you went through. Don't ask how it's going to come. You will get everything that you cried for. But your life now is going to be very comfortable and much fresh. But a new challenge is beginning. You're going to head to your leadership position. And that is what, I don't know how I will reach that. But the new world order, that's what they told me. The new world order, that's where you're heading. You will be among those people in those chairs sitting there. So I don't know. God is the giver, God is the planner. My life has been a mystery all along. And now, while I'm exiting, some people are entering the matrix. Challenges will be there. Maybe you had a very comfortable life, but this is the time you have willingly. That's why I'm saying the planet Pluto is more like a plane which is already there in its runway. You have fastened your seatbelts, you have taken instructions without you knowing, without anybody knowing. And the plane is about to take off. You can't jump out. If you're in the plane, can you open the door and just jump? You're going to kill yourself. That's what people do. When you're there in the journey, when you feel like you can't take it anymore, people commit suicide. They kill themselves because you can't take the pressure. So that's exactly, now I'm telling you, the perfect example is an aeroplane. You bought your ticket yourself. You packed your bags yourself. You chose your destination yourself. Now you are inside the vessel. You are taking off, all of you. The first exit will be the next 20 years. The second exit, 31 plus, 31 and a half, maximum 32. And if you have a certain transit that is going to also restrict you, then you will have to wait. Like for me, I was supposed to jump out at 40. But I had a certain transit somewhere that was still like restricting me.